Hi, I'm Larry Karaszewski, and this is Trailers from Hell. Starting in the early 1960s, New Hollywood didn't know what to do with old Hollywood, particularly older female stars. So a new genre was born, camp horror with the grand ladies of the silver screen. Let's humiliate and terrorize former Oscar winners and legends who have lost their luster. Today we just put him in a house on a reality show, make him live with Dr. Drew. But back then, we made him star in movies like What's the Matter with Helen? The genre began back in 1962 with Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, director Robert Aldrich's nasty gothic tale of two sisters, Betty Davis and Joan Crawford, living in a decaying Hollywood mansion. Has-beens who now serve each other cooked rats. Audiences loved this stuff, gave both actresses their biggest hit in years. Baby Jane received 5 Oscar nominations, and a flood of films rushed into production. Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, The Legend of Lila Clare, Whatever Happened to Aunt Alice. Aldrich usually gets all the credit for this style of film, but I'm also going to give a shout out to writer Henry Farrell, who wrote the book Baby Jane and worked on the scripts for Sweet Charlotte and What's the Matter with Helen. What's the Matter with Helen comes at the end of the genre cycle, but it might be my favorite. It's an extremely entertaining film. Debbie Reynolds and Shelley Winters star as women whose sons have been convicted of a brutal murder, and to avoid the media spotlight, they take new names and move to California, where Debbie opens a dance school for wannabe Shirley Temples. Debbie finds love with rich nice guy Dennis Weaver, Shirley gets very jealous, and dead bodies start piling up. Reynolds is fabulous in the film. There's a bunch of dance numbers added to the movie to spotlight her talents. They sort of get in the way of the horror, but it's still pretty fun. And it's got a really strange supporting cast. Timothy Carey as a threatening hobo, Agnes Moorehead as a Sister Amy Semple McPherson ripoff, and also in a bit role is an actress whose life became as nasty as one of these movies. Yvette Vickers, a one-time hot starlet who appeared in movies like HUD and who died just a couple years ago. The problem was, no one noticed that she died, and her body spent close to a year decaying and mummifying in her home. No friends or family coming to check in on her. A story crying out for another volume of Hollywood Babylon. The director of What's the Matter with Helen is the great Curtis Harrington. He's good with mood and horror and gets strong work out of his actors. He had no money to make Helen, but he gets a good look out of it. Lucien Ballard is the DP. The legend who shot The Wild Bunch. And costume designer Morton Hack actually gets a well-deserved Oscar nomination for his work on What's the Matter with Helen.